As predicted, President Trump has nominated federal judge Amy Coney Barrett to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the United States Supreme Court. What will this mean for the nation, and why is this happening now? I have some ideas, and I will share those with you on the monologue.
Great fences make good neighbors, all while providing safety, security, and privacy for you, your family, and your fur family. Backyard Works is your local fence, deck, and handrail experts, owned and operated right here in Sussex County. All materials are top quality and made in the USA. Backyard Works knows that home is where the heart is. Visit online to view stunning projects at backyardworks.net or call today for customer service that's unmatched. 302-703-9888.
The monologue is entitled Amy Coney Barrett, Supreme Judge or Dogmatic Soldier. As a Roman Catholic and an American who adheres to conservative principles, I was relieved and excited when President Trump selected federal judge Amy Coney Barrett as his nominee to sit on the United States Supreme Court. This selection did not have to be a controversial one, but it is. This selection did not have to be rejected by some on religious grounds, but it is. Some have rejected this selection purely based on abortion and their future plans to select death for unwanted infants, those delivered alive and breathing, and for those deemed too old or too sick to save by a single-payer healthcare system. And do not lose sight of the fact that these people are so sick, so demented that they consider abortion as part of their health care plan. These people want the power to choose life or death for those Americans, and the appointment of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court could interrupt those plans. The truth is, my friends, that the Socialist Democrats, the party that sounds more demonic with each day that passes, looks at Judge Barrett as their enemy. Imagine that. They look at Amy Coney Barrett, a married mother of 7, as an enemy. 2 of her 7 children were adopted from Haiti. Her adopted son was adopted following the Haiti earthquake. That is the earthquake where Bill Clinton and his henchmen stole millions of dollars donated by charitable Americans to assist that impoverished nation following that quake back in 2010. Let me explain the contrast here. Amy Coney Barrett and her husband Jesse adopted a black child from Haiti after the disaster. Bill Clinton hobnobbed with his friends in the entertainment industry. He conspired to raise money in the name of those poor people of Haiti and then laundered the money with Jeffrey Epstein or whatever evil ways the Clinton absconded with money donated to help others. I was there. I saw Slick Willie plead for money for those affected by the disaster and then deny the people of Haiti that money. I saw it with my own eyes. Let us be clear. Joe Biden and the other Socialist Democrats love the criminal Clintons. Pelosi loves what the Clintons stand for, and George Stephanopoulos considers the Clintons his heroes in life. Amy Coney Barrett is considered an enemy by the Socialist Democrats. Amy Coney Barrett is treated like a mentally deranged lunatic by Dianne Feinstein, who considers her dogma a direct threat to the Planned Parenthood body parts for sale online business. If you believed that the America we knew began its descent into the pit when the attacks on God's presence in our society began and were augmented by Washington, you not only have a lot of company, you are quite correct. The removal of monuments of the 10 Commandments years ago have paved way for the mass removal of symbols of our history and eventually the removal of God from our society. Do not lose sight of the fact, my friends, that the enemies of freedom are the enemies of our God. To remove any semblance of God's influence on this nation and those symbols of how this nation recovered from its most difficult times in our history is part of the plan to transform one nation under God to a divided, secular republic that cancels anyone who does not conform to their way of thinking. And wasn't it Feinstein, a graduate of a Catholic university, that was troubled by Judge Barrett's dogma? when in fact it is their dogmatic approach to their new secular and satanic plans for America. In other words, we either believe in their satanic principles or we will be canceled. No redemption possible. Remember, they reject the cross of Christ. The Socialist Democrats are not fighting against Amy Coney Barrett or Justice Kavanaugh or President Trump for that matter. They fight those who stand up for Almighty God. They are fighting on behalf of evil. They are doing the bidding of the evil one. If you reject or attack those who stand for God's ways, you are their enemy. You threaten the new nation that they have been planning for quite some time. The new nation of Pelosi, Schumer, Biden, Kamala rejects God and rejects his ways. As far as I am concerned, if you reject God, if you reject Judeo-Christian principles for which this nation was founded, you are a tool of the evil one. For those of you who are anti-Catholic, anti-papists, concerned about the number of Catholics on the high court, let me ask you this question. Who would you rather place your trust in to protect the future of this nation? A person whose life is guided by the gospel, or someone whose life is guided by the evils of this world? Judge Barrett is going to be attacked once again for her dogma. Her Catholic faith, which is a testament to the Holy Gospel, will be put on trial in the days and weeks ahead. Judge Barrett must be a very strong woman. 7 children, her last born with Down syndrome. However, I suspect that she has been placed in this spot, here and now, by Almighty God, who knows full well that she is strong enough to withstand these attacks and will place the faith of a hopeful nation on her strong shoulders. After all, it was our God who created such a woman of strong faith, a devoted mother much like his own, and a courageous fighter for this nation and what it stands for. May Almighty God bless Judge Amy Coney Barrett. And that is the monologue. What say you? The monologue was sponsored locally by Backyard Works, your premier fence, deck, and handrail source. Owned and operated here in Sussex County. Visit them online to view stunning projects at backyardworks.net and give the local experts a call for your free quote today. 302-703-9800.